Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is Thursday Night Football.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight we move on to Week 2 of the preseason, and we've got a good matchup here between the Cleveland Browns and the Denver Broncos. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. The man in charge for this crew, the 6'1 quarterback from the University of Houston. It's the veteran Case Keenum.
And what a career he had for the Cougars. How about over 5,000 yards passing in 3 seasons there, each of 3 seasons? And it hasn't stopped because last year in Minnesota, 2017 for the Vikings, over 3,500 yards, went 11-3 as a starter. He still has the magic.
They go play action here on first down. And down he goes. Keenum is sacked. Jamie Collins in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. First carry for Royce Freeman. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. It'll be a gain of about 5, but they're left with a third and still about 12 to go.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Out of the gun, Keenum. Open man, and that's his tight end, Jake Butt. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He got 29 yards that time.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Now a first down throw. Keenum. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
On first down, Green. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here's Keenum now on second down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about runners, all right, and on running plays, runs after contact, we call that getting dirty yards, tough, gritty ones. To me, that's like the version of a dirty pass. He knows he's going to get smacked, yet still delivers the football and picks up good yardage.
How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On second down, Freeman able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is third down. From the gun, here's Keenum. And that is incomplete.
So now here in the second week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters to play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle, no mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
And McManus able to put it through. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10. A first down throw for Mayfield. Open receiver, that's David Njoku. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Second down, Mayfield. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A big play there. 59 yards. And the Browns have taken the early lead.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So the Broncos coming out now. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad. From the gun on third down, Keenum. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
Now that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3-and-out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a first down.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Keenum under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
But they face a 2nd and long to start things out.
Let's go.
Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Shotgun snap for Keenum. Green's got it over the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39. Gone.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
Mayfield now on 2nd down. Going deep here for Landry. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for this 2nd quarter, but I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
Mayfield on 3rd and 2. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. You know, during these preseason games, we're in week 2 right now, it's always funny looking at our spot charts up here in the booth because with all the guys that might play in this one, it seems to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yeah, we pretty much supersize them, don't we? Because, you know, remember, they're carrying 90 now. And with the new rules, they'll carry 90 all the way through the preseason before they make the final cut. Oh, yeah, a lot of guys to learn for these games.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Keenum. Complete out right to Jake Butt. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Throwing on 3rd down, Keenum. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Keenum. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Freeman at tailback. He's got it running left. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, but they'll be forced into a 3rd and 15 coming up.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. On 3rd and long, it's Keenum. And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Marquette King now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Landry now on the return. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now the Browns coming out on the field.
They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. He's going to swing this deep downfield. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Von Miller in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100, and what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Gets around him. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. And the focus of our players' spotlight right now is shining on Case Keenum. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. On second down, here's Keenum. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Bronco first down. Keenum hooking up with Thomas. Keenum on first down. And this is incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Single. Here goes hot. Like 20. 54.
From the gun, it's Keenum. Finds Jake Butt over the middle. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Let's go. Here goes the hot. Like 20.
Keenum throwing once more. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Marquette King now, as he's on to punt for Denver. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And we focus on Duke Johnson now. And the good news, his team's winning. The bad news, he hasn't had the game that he's hoped to, at least to this point here in the second quarter.
And a lot of that is pride, because these types of backs want to be in the center of all the action and leading their team to victory. They'll take the win right now, hoping to jump his game up as this one moves on.
And he probably wants a little bit more of the spotlight going forward. His throw incomplete. He was out there waving his arms saying, throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball, and he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here, because they did incompletions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock, because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on third down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
Nifty move. It's a net of 40 there. A punt of 48 and a return of 8. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, it's Keenum. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10. Following the interception, Mayfield is going to float this one deep right side. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Watch it now, Barney!
A second down throw for Mayfield. He's going to float this one deep right side. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 22. First down, Mayfield. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. On second down, Mayfield again. That's Njoku over the middle. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. This quarterback now, he's hit on just 5 of 15 throws, a poor percentage, but it's 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. His throw caught right around the 6. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. We now proceed to the start of the second half. Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust your...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. The rookie picked off the rookie.
And guess what? They're pretty familiar with each other. It's not like when I was growing up and the dinosaurs were roaming the earth and you heard about a guy somewhere Now they run into each other at camps, going through high school ball, recruiting, college games, all-star games, you name it. A lot more familiarity with each other.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Green. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
And McManus able to put it through. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6.
So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
Baker Mayfield leads the offense out for their next possession. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And he comes back with one complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 12 more yards there and another first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Mayfield on first down. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Will Parks there in coverage to knock it away.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock Dalvin away and bring up second down.
1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Watching that body.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. He's got his tight end, Njoku. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. The Browns' passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Good move by Duke. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Mayfield, screenplay, Johnson. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line. Because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
They'll run with Johnson. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll run for it with Hyde. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
There are certain drives in a game where anything less than a touchdown that caps it feels like an absolute disappointment. This is one of those drives.
And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3. They run. It's Johnson. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Duke Johnson, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. 4th and goal, Charles, all the time you see those offenses, especially the quarterback, the running back, looking over the sideline saying, don't send the kicker out. There they did it, and it paid off.
It's really nice to see what they wanted actually done. And how about the coaches getting their faith rewarded by a touchdown?
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now on the return, Brendan Langley. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Christian Kirksey leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39. Green.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. The Broncos on third down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 16. Back to throw here. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to get him for his second sack of the night.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And it's fielded at the 34. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch, counter punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
Let's see if they dial it up this drive. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They got to go thank the guys on D.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this. Where they just...
And this is caught inside the 5. A gain of 39 that time.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Here's Mayfield. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Duke Johnson ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Browns add on to their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's capped off by the Browns' touchdown. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And coming out now, the Broncos. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Carlos Henderson, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. On the crossing route, complete. That's Henderson. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Those short little routes probably going to be open. The defense, they'll let those happen, especially when they can make an inbounds tackle.
Yeah, where's Coach Madden when you need him? He always talked about taking what the defense gives you, but sometimes you have to know when you have to take more. That was one of those situations.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Looking to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
Now, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. On 2nd down, Johnson. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Duke Johnson, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. He's got the hat trick, 3 touchdowns.
Yours? Did you throw yours out?
I didn't have mine. You've got yours. You've got one of those Abe Lincoln hats.
Yeah, and that stovepipe is going right out there for him. A nose for the end zone. 3rd time today. I think he deserves a tip of the cap.
Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
They'll set up a throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Henderson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be a second down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
They'll look to throw here. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. Here's Marquette King now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. You're up like this late in the game on the road. This feels pretty good.
Oh, it feels fantastic. Anytime you get a road victory in the NFL, that's a big-time accomplishment, and to do it this convincingly, that just tears up the script that every home team has, which is nobody comes into our house and pushes us around. They took care of business today.
Yeah, they pushed around, and now the final stages of this one. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis. And